Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun episode of the
Who Cares
podcast. Again, I am Cookie,
It's Ashi.
This is Jello.
and today's topic is an inevitable part of our life. It's a well-loved topic, and at the same time, also very challenging, right? Mari, today's topic is
Adulting. Ting, 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 ting.
more vibrato, please.
Wow.
Higher, please.
Ay, napaka-demanding po. Adulting. We're gonna talk about adulting today.
Yes. So let's define adulting because according to our government, o diba government talaga ang binli? Maturity starts when you reach the age of 18. That means that you can make sensible choices when you're 18. You're responsible when you're 18. That's why you get to experience a lot of, I think, what do you call that? Privileges when you become 18. You can drive, you can drink. Oh, diba? Sa Philippines lang po.
Only in the Philippines.
Yes, in other countries, I think they allow 21 pa yata. So there. So we're gonna talk about adulting, and just like what I mentioned, 18 is like the technical age of adulting, but I'm sure some of us really have reached like a point in our life, like a light bulb moment na nakaingon ta nga, okay, so this is adulting, right? So let's talk about that experience in your individual lives. So, friend Jels,
As the
Miss
most
Universe.
adult, I'm kidding.
yes, that's true. Charot.
Age reveal ba tayo ngayon?
Yes,
Okay.
friend. Can you share like the exact moment wherein you realize na, so this is adulting?
Well, if I remember, murag katuyatan na siyang time nga I am more concerned with my financial obligations, how to budget, how to save, something like that. So I think it's also a time na nakaisip ko na adulting na ko nga kana ganing murag mas na ko murag dapat grounded ako ang mga decisions on future, like something
So
ana
mature.
I know.
Diba?
Grabe, no?
dili bitaw kay murag mo po na ako ang ma-realize ba kay syempre sa una murag happy-go-lucky ka lang, 'di ba? Mag-spend ka lang og imong sweldo, murag dili ka magahin og how much for the savings kay 'di ba murag mao man gyud unta na siya ang proper, no? I think actually dili lang pud recently lang pud dili lang pud kay siya kanang dugay kaayo ba kay siguro isa sa mga factor is youngest ko. So murag late na ako na-realize ba na kailangan na dai nako buhaton ana kailangan na day nako nga kanang murag magplano, 'di ba? You have to plan ahead para in order for you to be more resilient sa mga changes, 'di ba? Kay basically kung wala man pud kay tarong na plano sa kinabuhi, murag dili man pud maayo ang maging nimo, dagan pud sa imong life. So I think it's the time when you realize na you need to own up sa imong mga decisions in life, 'di ba? Which for me ing ana siya murag kanang it's a self-realization na I have to grow up or else mas stuck ko ani nga klase nga ay stage in life na dili pud siya maayo.
Oh, right. Or else you'll stay in that height. Charot. Oh my god. Very deep. Joke.
So deep, you're in agreement to what he said. Grabe, so deep.
But friend, I love that you mentioned about, financial awareness. You're very like mature at that point when you realize na, okay, so this is adulting. I have to really plan. I have to really be responsible of like how I spend and all. So thank you for sharing, friend. How about you, Mari?
Feeling na ko there is fake adulting and there's like real adulting.
I think so too, yes.
I think so too. So
Feeling
feeling so
I think so.
Memo lang, memo. Yeah, sure.
So when did you realize that you're an adult? Katong fake na adult na ako. Feeling na ako kanang maging class president ka, maging first honor, feeling adult ka na murag, you're making decisions. You call the shots. Pero dili, it's fake. Pero sa back in, po ko sa historical.
Year, mention
so
the
sa
year.
college man gods, di ba sa college kay from province man ko. So I had to like be a part, I mean, to leave and cleave. Oh, murag nagpakasal lang
Um,
from family. So I feel like maugid siya ang first na real adulting moment. Kasi syempre, when you live, although I lived with my sister back when I was in college, pero feeling na ko, mo gito ang start sa akong like adulting season because walay papa and mama, you get to budget your own money and then you get to plan out your day, you wake up on your own, walay mama sigpa sa unsa nang orasa, wala pa ka nagmata. So you really have to like manage your own time. You have to decide the kind of people that you want to mingle with. Some things when you're going through adulting, you have to experience it to realize na ingon ani di ay. So when I was dealing with like adulting phase where I get to select friends in college, for example, wala to na ako na-realize that I should select. Pero when I was trying to be friends with people, dito na ako nabala na, ay, dili ko dapat maging friends with these people. Ay, dili ko dapat, kaniyang ako ang type of vibe, maragana. So, college good, ang akong start that I realized na somehow, dili pa gid siya real actually. Because I think when, as you grow, na different phases of adulting, pero mas nag-intensify pa siya later. Intensify.
Grabe ang
There's a
intensity.
gravity, there's some magnitude.
magnitude.
Nag-intensify pa siya. How about you, Maddie? When did you realize that you're already in your adulting phase?
I think you realize, like in general, when you face a certain challenge in your life and you feel that you have to face it on your own, I think that's one of like the eye-opening moments that you are an adult, right? So for me, I realized that I was in my adulting phase when I was in college also, Mari. It was during the last days of my thesis because shout out Mindanao State University, diba? We were doing individual theses and my topic was very challenging. It was English for specific purposes as applied in call center companies. So it was very challenging and it was an individual project. So that's where I really felt na I had to do things on my own. I had to like work, make sure that my thesis was really good, that my advisors were really happy about it. And there were moments during the last days of like the final submission wherein I really felt I was alone. I was like, during that time, my stress levels were really high. I had a lot of acne. And that's when I realized that I felt like that was one of the hardest moments of my life. And
Parang
that's,
naiiyak-iyak ka pa.
Oo nga. That's when I felt I was really an adult. I remember the exact moment I was wearing blue. I was in my bed and I was about to surrender everything na Lord. Ikaw na gid bahala ni Lord. And I think that's one of my like eye-opening moments na I was really into a different phase of my life, a more challenging one, a more phase wherein I had more responsibility. So there, o diba? In my most challenging moments, that's when God made me realize na, yes, you are definitely an adult. You're no longer in your milk state. You are in your solid food state. So there. Anyways, o diba? Ang dami talaga nating na-share today. And adulting, as fun as it is, adulting has its highs and lows. We have to admit, right? We enjoy being adults, but at the same time, there are a lot of challenges. So now I want to know like what your highs and lows are on your adulting phase. So let's start with the fun part, the highs. Like, what do you love about adulting? Mari.
The highs, of course, are I think decision making number one. So when you get to live on your own, then you get to decide like plan out your day. So decision making really, and then also the financial aspect. Like when you're an adult, then you get to work and you get to earn. Then you get to decide how you want to spend the money, and then you realize that you're such a loser. That was me. So I don't know what happened, but I don't know what happened to me back in 2010. But for some reason, I was earning really good, but I don't really know how to manage my money. But I was on a high. I feel like this is joke ni Jokoy. It's a joke ni Jokoy about her sister. I'm gonna leave this house, mom, because I'm a fucking millionaire. Pero she's just working in Wendy's. Sister niya yon. So financial aspect was really fun because dili na ka mag-rely sa imong parents and ask for allowance, 'di ba? Um yeah, those two mainly, decision making and finance are what I get to enjoy sa adulting.
Nice. Yeah, how about you, Giles? Like, what is your favorite part about adulting?
Yes, actually same with Eshi ang the financial freedom, if I may say. Kay 'di ba, since you're earning, you don't need to ask money sa imong sister or sa imong parents. In my case, akong mom kay our father died when I was a young age pa man. So I think that was the best part nga kana ganing moadto kag mall na kana, "Hala, gusto na ako ning sapatos." Tapos you don't need to tell your mom na kana, "Ma, paliti ko ani mabi," or kanang, "Sis, paliti ko ninyo ani be," kanang ingana. So, ingana tapos kanang murag mas, kato you have more choices na, 'di ba? When you are adulting kay like for example maglaag ka, 'di ba? So, puwede na ka makaadto anywhere. You just have to inform your mom or your parents nga
Wala na po
ma
talaga.
'di ba nga kay dili naman ka kailangan mangayo og kwarta, 'di ba? Para sa una nga magsalig ka sa imong parents na kanang mo, "Gusto ko
Oh,
malaag."
I remember,
Adto ko
yes. Oo,
mga
no.
tumig beach akong barkada tapos dili ka masugtan kay nagsalig man ka sa ilaha, 'di ba?
Tapos the excuse, 'di ba, kay, wala tay kwarta.
'Di
No,
ba
you
ang
cannot
hanapin
go. Wala
maninte,
tay
oo,
kwarta. Oh.
'di ba? So kadto yata siya ang isa ang duha sa kanang murag highs of being an adult.
True. Favorite part, I think, for the three of us is really the financial independence, right? For me, one of my favorite parts of being an adult, and I'm not sure if you guys would agree, is people take you seriously. I think when you're an adult, like whenever you say something in a conversation, whenever you give out your opinion, I think you are taken more seriously because you're an adult. So yeah, because I'm an extrovert. So I really love talking to people. And I think I realized that when I was in college, wherein I was free to like express what I want to say to a person. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. And another thing is because just a little background in the family, my father really loves to like challenge us when it comes to our thoughts, like our decisions in life. So for example, I remember when they give us our allowance during high school, there was a moment when they would ask you, "Do you want a daily or a weekly?" So it's like teaching you, giving you a choice na can you manage your weekly allowance or daily. So I remember that part and I really enjoyed that when my papa, 'di ba, shout out Papa Turing, when he gave that option before na what do you call that, when if you want a daily or weekly allowance, it's just really I think challenging us in a way, preparing us as well for adulting. So when I grew up like around college, I had to like manage my finances as well because we are in a anong tawag dyan? Ano na siya, Mari? Like a middle class family. So I don't get yung parang I don't have like an extra for my allowance. It's just really enough for the week. That so I think it's one of the things that I love about me as an adult, wherein I get to decide, I get to balance everything. And then aside from the financial independence, is that you get to go your own way, if that makes sense. Like so in our family, there was a rule na once you go to college, you can't stay in lang. So everyone, like all of us, really has to go to a school na we had to stay there. So kami, we were in Marawi City, o, diba? Malayo. And then my brother was just like, I think kahit 30 minutes away lang from lang. He really had to go to like his own dorm. So we learned independence as early as that. I really appreciated that. Although I wanted to go to a different school, for convenience and all, but I really appreciated that our parents really pushed us to be independent as early as when we go to college. So I appreciated yun, yung like I can go to places na I want even without asking permission, di ba? Charot lang. No.
Tito Turing. Daghan siya giadto wala siya nananghid.
But no, what I mean is when you're in college, like you don't have to tell your parent every single activity, right? So you have that independence, you have that freedom. And I think Ashley knows that one of my pet peeves is that I really don't like being told what to do, or if I don't have a choice in a situation, it's something na I want to get out of. It's something na I really feel bad. So because again, as an adult, I have a choice. So if you make me feel that I don't have a choice, I want to get out of the conversation. So there, being an adult for me, the things that I enjoy is people take me seriously. I get to decide on my own. I can go to places that I want in my own terms. And then, yeah, I can decide on things on my own terms as well. But yeah, so talking about the highs, everyone I think can relate to our highs as an adult. Now let's talk about the lows of adulting, which is a real thing, right? A lot of us are experiencing the lows of adulting as well. So friend Gels, can you share like your not so favorites about adulting?
Well, sa not so favorite, ano sa ba, 'no? When I think about it, I think ang not so favorite nako sa adulting is when you need to cut down the people around you. Kana ganing especially when I've realized na importante di ay ning mga the people that you maintain in your inner circle ba. I think it's one of the lows of being an adult, 'di ba? Kay murag katupod self-realization pod siya na you need to distance yourselves from these toxic kinds of people ba, no? For your own self-preservation pod. Aside also from budgeting, 'di ba kay usahay murag maka-stress pod ang mag-budget gani. Actually, I'm still learning about it pero sa murag cliche na siya ba nga, it's better gyud daw to live within your means. But actually, it is better to live beyond your means. Because if you just live within your means, murag di man kay ka maka-budget ana. But if you live beyond your means gani or below your means di ay kay we have to live below your means,
Naghuwat
sorry.
gud jel nga
No, murag
ma-explain gid nato ang
nako
beyond.
na mali di
I
ay
was
ang word.
excited, friend. I'm so sorry, friend.
Gusto na ko tong
It's a
idea how
new
to
it's
live
I
beyond your
know.
means.
It's a new perspective. I was like, oh
Prof-
yes.
So
That's
na
the
kay
right
Oh.
pwede ka mag sugar daddy o sugar mommy.
Okay, that's one.
Nice to siya na. Pero ba, going back sa katong living, katong below your means, kaya actually I have heard it before ba na kanang comparing daw the living within and below your means. Ang gwapo daw sa below your means kay it's because you have more kanang financial flexibility gani. Kay mas daghan ka man og mas dako ang imuhang ma-save for investment or savings if we live below our means. Kay actually, that's also the kanang murag mga ano karon ba maging financial trap sa kana ganing mga other millennials karon gani especially when talking about finances kay 'di ba syempre kung nakatrabaho na ta, I mean, we get to decide what to buy, what to eat, and then sometimes we forget na hala limited lang tayo ato ang funds. Ana good ka nang magsalig lang kay naay credit card. Ana ganing makit-an po nato sa social media culture gani. Kay 'di ba nowadays manggod uh, a lot of people are really comparing ba no ourselves sa kanang dapat muapas manggod ta sa kung unsa ang ginapakita sa atong ato as I've said sa katong past nato sa na episodes mga kanang social media kay snippets lang gid na siya sa in our lives gani nga it's just snippets lang na kanang murag peak lang na siya. It's not the totality of our life ba. So kanang sadly na ay mga people na maski hangak na moapas gihapon ana gani. So we have to tell ourselves na unsa man ang tama, unsa pud ang dapat ug asa pud tataman lang. 'Di ba? Kay if we want to compete with other people, then ang ending ana ano kay magkaproblema gyud, 'di ba? So mo ginang ginaingon nila baka na ganing mga joke sa kanang ano nga kanang kanang mga kat, 'di ba? Kanang sa social climbing nga ilahang ginatawag, 'di ba? Kanang it's the climb na kanang ayaw gid pag climb kay hanga kaayo na, 'di ba? Kung ana lang gud simple lang man ang life kung dili nato kaya, then don't pretend na kayahon kay kadto kapoy siya, 'di ba? Kanang it takes a lot of energy when you pretend uh, someone or something that you're not. So be sure na kanang ano lang good, just be yourself. Don't get pressured by the social media culture nato karon nga kanang dapat kailangan gid na ay ma-post, dapat nag-travel ko kay nag-travel pud si friend nako. Know how to be content ba? No?
Lows ni siya, lows.
No? Ay katuday no lows.
Thank you, friend. We definitely agree. Especially the part wherein, financial independence also means financial responsibility, being responsible of your finances. So it can be a high and it can also be a low, correct? Because you have to plan out everything and that can be stressful at times. How about you, Mari?
The lows of adulting from the inputs of our financial advisor, Angelo Ando. No, it's really true because when you're an adult, of course you're responsible for your own money, but also coming from a family, well, sa Imuhamadi middle class, we're from we're from we're from the Philippines.
We're from the slums.
We're from the slums of Tondo. No,
Thank you to our family.
I love my family. No, we're poor. We're really poor. Yeah. So
Poor mo po, Ming. Tama ba?
Food.
So,
Oo.
poor family gyud kanang so back in high school I was a scholar, in college I was a scholar. So the lows of adulting really is when you're coming from a family with parang restricted or na ay
Limited
money
ang
constraint, limited ang resource for money. When you reach into the adulting part, you know the rock bottom. So you also struggle to make sure that when you are adult and when you have the chance na um to be able to manage money, that you have a good relationship with money. You don't think of it as something na mawala lang, something because if you keep thinking about money that way na mawala lang siya and then money is like the most important thing in my life, then everything also revolves around it. So when I experience parang financial struggles in on the adult stage, I really make it to a point na I'm also in the right mindset and thinking na unsa man gyud dapat ang akong relationship with money, how should I value money, how should I spend money. So mga ingon na like especially pag married na pud ka. Like when you're married, then you have all those different factors that you want to consider as well, like sharing finances and all. Pero yeah, that's something that I consider actually, I would not say like low, but a challenge. So, but if you handle well, it's something that is such a blessing actually to be able to share as well. So that's one. And then one of the lows of parang adulting is the decision making. You get ako ha person, I get to have those decision making fatigue as well na murag pwede ano na lang, pwede pause sa can we pause with ano with decisions and all because it doesn't stop it like when you're on a season of your life. For example, you're having like your puberty stage and then you're having your maturity level like Jello said, and you choose your friends and all, and then you have all these parang decision making about like creating a family and you have to do this and that. So nagid siya, every decision that you make is a ripple effect of what will come out in the next seasons of your life. So you really have to make all these tough choices sometimes, tough decisions sometimes. So I think that's one of the like I sometimes parang want to think na sana kanang this is a decision na lang that someone can make for me, pero I'm not that kind of person man pod na murag dili pod na ako gusto nga i-realize sa ilahang ako ang life or something. Pero it sometimes it gets you fatigued ba na parang gusto na ko pause lang usa. Pero it's not something that will drive me away from the outcome that I want anyway. So pero it happens. So yon. What about you, Maddie?
True. For me, it starts out as a low, but in the end, it becomes a high. It's really about constantly being out of your comfort zone. It starts out as a low, because again, as you like get out of the house, you have your own place. It sometimes gets lonely, but at the same time, it really teaches you to manage yourself. So being constantly out of your comfort zone, changes when it comes to work, changes with, your financial capability. So you sometimes get used to your situation that you become stagnant, but it also becomes your comfort. But the truth is, staying comfortable will, again, give you a stagnant life, if that makes sense. So sometimes, or most of the time, if there are changes that really pushes you to get out of your comfort zone, it can become a low. But as you go through it, it will become a high because it will teach you a lot of things. So yeah, I think the best like quote for this is the beginning is always the hardest, right? That's why we consider it as a low, because adulting really consists of different changes in your life. So there, that's one of the lows. And I shared this earlier. Adulting can also sometimes be very lonely. This is speaking from an extrovert. So I'm not sure because my sister is a professional introvert. She has a world of her own. Like she can survive on her own. She can be happy on her own. Unlike me, wherein I have to really respect like my personality because sometimes I look down on myself because I feel like I have to really rely on people for my energy. But it's just really how I am wired. So I have to respect that. So there are days wherein I have to be very aware that my energy is low because I haven't seen people in a while. So there. And sometimes that gives me a really lonely feeling, which is never true. Because again, as a Christian, I have to understand that I'm never alone. Someone is with me. But sometimes, there are times na you really feel alone, wherein when moments of like truth hit you. I'm not sure if you have experienced that, but yeah. So yeah, I think loneliness is real in your adult life, but you have to really ground yourself to the truth that you're never alone, right? Okay, medyo deep tayo doon. But I really love that conversation. So thank you for sharing, friend and Maddie. Now, the third topic or the third segment of this conversation is really balancing adulting. We mentioned about the highs and the lows. How do we like course through adulting in a balanced way? Because again, life is consist of highs and lows, but you have to make sure that you balance everything, right? So for example, again, as adults, we have our work and it can sometimes get overwhelming. How do we balance that? So, recently employed po ang ating ang ating friend na si Joss. So, shout out. But yes, friend, on like your previous work experience, how did you balance everything as an adult?
Okay. Balancing sa ang adulting life. No, I think one of the best thing to remember when you're adulting is navigating through katong sa work na to, setting boundaries. So 'di ba number one is make sure na your responsibilities at work should be met, no, especially sa katong company nga imong gitrabahuan, because number one, it's your bread and butter. So 'di ba, being an adult, you should also be responsible for the work that you have, 'di ba? So kailangan nimo na i-remember na usahay man gud na apoy uban na kanang gusto lang nila happy-happy lang, which is not true, 'di ba? Kay when you've reached a point in your life na dili lang day tanan dapat happy-happy lang, 'di ba? You have to find balance gyud always. Example for me katuig ato ako ang ginahimo nga number one, dili pud nimo malimtan ang imong responsibility sa work, 'di ba? Your professionalism, always give 100% sa work because it's the reality in life, 'di ba? Especially when for those of us na bread and butter nato ang ato ang work, 'di ba? Or your business, ing ana. So, tapos kuan pod, always find joy pod in whatever you do. Kay 'di ba kung wala pod tay, katulad akong ginaingon sa akong mga office mates dati ba na kanang, when you're not happy with your current work, even if you've exhausted all means ba, no, nga kana ganing nga mind setting, unsa ba, kailangan ba mag-adto ka sa lain nga unit or department, I think you need to also to kuan kanang mangita po kag lain nga way kay 'di ba, kana ganing dili na pud ka productive gani, no? So, kana maybe it's time for you to kuan pod, ask yourself kung asa man pud gyud ka, 'di ba? Kay di man pud maayo na mag-work ka, like work ka tapos dili na pud, maayo imong ginapakita na performance. Being an adult kato siya nga i-balance pud nato ang finances nimo, 'di ba? Never forget to find quality time with your loved ones, sa imong family. Kay usahay man pud gud murag masubraan pud ta hunahuna ba kay siyempre adult na ta, grabe na ang freedom, murag dili na pud ta kabalo mo tan-aw sa katong parents nato, 'di ba kasi malimtan na pud nato sila og kamusta, 'di ba, ing ana pud gani. So, ako man gud kay siyempre I'm living with my mom. So, naman pud mi love-hate relationship usahay. So, murag
Shout out to tita.
so akong mama nga murag naay dragon blood. Pero love kinanako akong mama. Kanang I just want to emphasize ba na kanang some people man gud ay kanang too focused pod sa ilang personal life gani nga kanang dili na pud sila kabalo mo kumusta nga ilang parents na dadto, gimingaw sa ilaha. I would like to share ba nga kanang especially sa katong mga listeners nato nga take good care of yourself, imong mental well-being, ang holistic approach gyud dapat ang ato ang ato ang i-practice kay dili man ka puwede nga kanang moingon lang ka nga kanang adult at adult na ka pero, um, naaday kay napabayaan ba although it's easier said than done, 'di ba? Pero eventually, you'll get to navigate it and you learn from your mistakes ba. Because some people are learning lessons the hard way man pod gud 'no. Dili pod napoy uban ng mga tao na kana ganing naay mga lessons learned sa ilahang life na kanang they've learned it at a much bigger expense compared to another person. So, kato tapos ano pod, kato stop comparing yourself to other people's lives sa gyud. Musag mo gina ako ang gusto nga i-emphasize pod nga don't pressure yourself lang gud sa kung unsay makita nimo sa imong palibot. Our success is different from other people's success man. So just be contented nga kanang number one, maayo ang imong health, 'di ba? Makakaon ka 3, 4 times a day. Be content of what you have. Pero aim gihapon for a better life, a comfortable life nga kana ganing you'll get to share it with the ones that you love. So never stop pod na kanang never stop aiming for a better life, a comfortable life.
I love that, friend. Again, balancing contentment and at the same time aiming for, a better and a good life. How about you, Maddie? How do you balance adulting?
Yeah, so what's true with our conversation right now about adulting is it's really difficult. So I think balancing it is really just start with gratitude. Just be thankful that you have all these opportunities and challenges that come with adulting, because if not, that means you're not adulting at all. So we are not making these decisions, you're not making these choices, meaning wala po'y gi-improve ang imong life because naging stagnant and still lang ka sa kung unsay within your comfort zone. So consider it consider it a big opportunity to be able to experience those challenges. I think that's one. And then um personal care, really just really know how to experience life, really experience life to its fullest, especially when you get to travel. I think that's one really big thing that have opened me up into thinking ba na, oh, adult na kayo ko, but then when I get to travel, shucks, my life is such a small dot in this universe to have to consider all of my problems is such a big thing. Murag mo ganun siya, dapat the universe should worry about me. So yeah, really get to experience life, because when you experience life and make all these choices and decisions for yourself, that's when you know that there is a lot more in store for you. And then you get to like really dream big, go higher, and really go deeper into what there is. And then it's tough to say na some people are very lucky because they tend to parang turn their passion into profit. Yang they're an artist and they become an actors and actresses, and parang they draw, they because that's their passion, so they found their skill and they get paid for it, more like something ana gani. But some people also had to navigate through something that they don't like doing, but they were able to monetize, pero they learn the skill and get to love it. So find the balance in finding what you love, and also really finding the purpose and meaning of why you're doing it in whatever you do. That's the bottom line of being able to deliver the outcome. If you know your why, like, why am I doing this? It doesn't have to be connected to like the work that you're doing. Why am I doing this work? It can be connected to a bigger purpose, like I'm doing this for my family, I'm doing this for my future kids, something like that. So always find your why, because then it all makes sense on why you're doing it. And just do what you love, just whatever it is, just do whatever you love. So because who cares? So
Ay, napasok talaga ang who cares. Very nice, Maddie. Again, always
Friend, if I may add ba, I think adulting also is when you stop thinking na the world revolves around you.
true.
Kaya katuging when you said na kanang when you go to travel gani, 'di ba kanang
Mm.
you realize man na the world is so big di ay. 'Di ba nga kana ganing lo murag sa una nagaisip ta nga murag ang kalibutan dapat mag-revolve lang around me. Pero I just kanang realize ba nga karon nga adulting di ay is, when we stop thinking na daw nga become egoistic gani, 'di ba no, nga
Mm,
kanang self-centered, I think that's the time na you've reached a level of maturity nga you've become an adult na gyud. Ana.
That's true.
exactly. I love that, friend. Again, getting over yourself. Right? But yes, I love that. An attitude of gratitude. So thank you, friend. I'm Marie for reminding us of that. For me, I have to admit, I'm not really good yet. I'm not there yet, like, balancing adulthood. My dream in life is to be a Jedi, wherein everything in my life is balanced by the Force. But no,
Si Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan. But yes, I for me, I balance my adult life or my adulting with really waking up with intention and awareness. I'm very big on intention because I think it's the only way for us to really do things with passion. Like once you set your intention of why you're doing this and that, it would be hard to give up if you know your intention. If you really want, if your intention is to help people, you stay in that energy of helping people, and it's so hard to give up once you have that, like, what do you call that, once you have that motivation. And then awareness, you have to be aware, like, of when to stop, because we drive ourselves too much that sometimes it would exhaust us, and that's real. So be aware of, like, what you're, again, I'm not asking you to, like, delimit yourself, but just be aware of when to, like, go for it and when to give yourself space, because again, it's very important. We all know that we talked about self-care, right? Self-care is just really giving yourself space and at the same time letting yourself grow. I think that's the most, um that's the best definition of self-care. Space and growth for yourself. It's not just really going to the spa, it's not just getting a massage. Those are vital. But it's really about working on your inner self so that people you can share to other people of, like, how you improved your inner self. I think that's, for me, balancing adulthood. So there, being a Jedi for me is balancing adulthood. Just kidding. But yeah, those are really, what do you call that, good conversations about how we balance. For you, friend Joss, is really about, awareness about your financials. As she's really big on gratitude. And then again, for me, it's really all about knowing your intention and just being aware of, like, yourself. So there. Um how about we invite our listeners as well, because we actually have a few people sharing their own experiences, on different topics that we post on Facebook and on Instagram. I mean, sorry, Spotify. Ano ba?
We
Instagram.
do have Instagram
Oh
account as well. It's a
yeah.
ghost account. But if
We
you're hanging there, we also have.
we use it to stalk people. Just kidding. But yes, we would love to hear, because most of our audience are really, in the millennial generation. So to
Mm.
all our millennial friends, to all our millennial listeners, please, please, please don't be shy to share your experience as well. Like, what's your favorite part about adulting? What were your struggles during adulting? We would love to hear that.
How do you balance adulting? I'm sure a lot of people have more tips to share.
Yeah, kay ayaw pagduha-duha og share kay basig naay maka-learn ana sa imong own
Yes.
True.
experience, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Sometimes, wala lang ka kabalo basig katong imuhang gi-share kay naka-encourage ka, 'di ba? Or
Exactly.
nakapa-uplift ka,
Yes.
'di ba? So, uh, please share your experiences, in adulting sa ang comment section, and share also our episode 5 topic.
Yay. My gosh, we've come a long way. Episode 5.
Look, episode
Right?
5 na to, no?
Yes.
Grabe gyud kapaspas sa panahon. And I'm very proud of you, friends.
Very
May
proud kita sa ato,
ganon.
self.
But yes, I really enjoyed today's conversation and our exciting and at the same time very controversial topic. Next episode will be about It's about the cancel culture. Ano ba? Cancel culture.
Very controversial.
Nice na,
Yes.
no?
Yes,
I'll be
we will
looking forward to
be
it.
pointing fingers to people. Charot lang. No, just
We will be
kidding.
naming names.
Yes,
Yes, we
dropping
will.
people,
We will be
people's name.
pushing a lot of people under the bus. No, just kidding. No, but yeah, it's a very good topic because again, it's rampant. Like, what is cancel culture? So we'll talk more about that on the next episode. But as always, if you've reached this part of the podcast, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love you. And yeah, if you, to anyone listening again, if you love this episode, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, rate, or leave a review. Diba? Wag naman ano. Hindi, ayaw pud ka na sakit nga review. Charot lang. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, thank you so much, our listeners. And again, adulting is it's an inevitable part of our life. We cannot escape adulting. We have a lot of things that we enjoy about adulting, but also a lot of challenges. So, adulting is fun and challenging, but we will survive and thrive. So, who
Who
cares?
cares?